Alright, so the Adachi and Shimamura light novel updated. Now is probably as best of a time as ever to begin discussing it because the manga is getting into really good parts that I want to talk about. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be discussing the recent chapter. So, let's get into it. The chapter begins with Shimamura dwelling on a quote which one of her teachers said to her in the past. The only way for your soul to grow is to face your challenges with an open mind and an earnest heart. In a light novel, this quote is actually different. The light novel quote states, you must face things head on. If you don't, you won't be able to be true to yourself. I feel like this quote is more suited for this chapter because this whole volume delves more into Shimamura as a character. There's conflicts within this arc which she has to come to terms with to be true to herself and the people around her. Around this time, middle school Shimamura had already secluded herself from the environment around her. We see more information about this in volumes 9 and 10 about why exactly Shimamura secluded herself from the world. For some more information on that, you can check out my delving into Shimamura Hogetsu video. I feel like I described that pretty well. But this one manga chapter, the art for this is really good. One thing that I've always loved about the Adachi and Shimamura series is Shimamura's facial expressions. Her facial expressions always say so much without saying anything at all. Going down a little more, you can see that this lifestyle that Shimamura has maintained, a life where she cannot be true to herself, a life where she cannot be true to other people, this has become commonplace to her, and she would likely be like this for the rest of her life. This is one of the conflicts that she's going to have to overcome within this volume. Next, we're presented with Adachi suffering something similar to Shimamura. We see a clear difference between the two. Shimamura willingly chose not to interact with other people, whilst Adachi had made efforts and failed. This is also why Adachi is as introverted as she is. It's quite sad. I always feel quite sad when we get these Adachi scenes. It's always sad being secluded from society, no matter what the context is. And someone like Adachi who has been secluded her whole life, I can't even begin discussing how sad that is. But like I said, we get a similar dialogue. I thought it'd always be like this. I would meet new people, inevitably fail, and have my dreams slip away from me. But I knew I could always step back, keep my head down, and let the time heal all my pain and regret. The difference between this is, though, we see that Shimamura has acknowledged the fact that this was likely going to be how she's going to be her whole life, while Adachi has not accepted that fact. Adachi has a goal in mind now. She wants to get closer to Shimamura so that she no longer can live her life like this. She has to change. See how there's a clear difference? This is one of the reasons why we didn't get a main Adachi focused POV for this arc. Adachi has already come to terms with what she has to do. Shimamura has not come to terms with what she has to do, what has to change. She hasn't come to terms with that yet. She also acknowledges the path ahead and how difficult it would be, but she doesn't care because she still needs to move forward to be true to Shimamura. And that's one of the best things about Adachi. But shortly after, Adachi is cut down because Shimamura is heading to her grandparents in the countryside to celebrate Obon. Obon it's an annual Buddhist event for commemorating one's ancestors. Adachi, she doesn't celebrate this. There's many reasons why she doesn't celebrate this. One of the main reasons being she's not close with her family. She's likely not close with her relatives. All you need to know is that Adachi doesn't celebrate this. So after asking to hang out, Shimamura has to reject her because she's not going to be there, which of course kind of upsets Adachi a little bit. Shimamura is going to be gone for 3 nights and 4 days. But you know, they can always hang out when she gets back, so there's no issue there. Shimamura also promises to call Adachi when she's back. She knows in the back of her mind that if she doesn't do that, Adachi would be sitting there eagerly until she gets back. To reinforce that statement, I'd even wait in your room if it meant I could see you a second earlier. I love Adachi. I also love the character. I really love the drip that they gave for this arc. Her design is so nice. Like, when I was reading the light novel a while back, I didn't think she would be wearing an outfit this dripped out for this. Well, although she can't hang out with Shimamura goes and gets her a consolation prize. A consolation prize for being rejected. I don't know. But basically, this consolation prize is mineral water and a popsicle because it was pretty hot out. Once again, Shimamura, she doesn't even understand herself. I love that. Of course, she hands this to Adachi, and it is now time for Shimamura to go, or prepare to go. Now, following this, we get a really important little, some panels that I want to talk about. Adachi states, right, it all started on a hot day, just like this, referencing when they first met in the upstairs gym thing. The day the old me died and was replaced by who I am now. I actually didn't acknowledge this when I was reading the light novel, but Adachi she has really come to terms with who she is now. She knows she's a different person than she was in the start, and she doesn't hate that. You know, she's moving forward mainly so for Shimamura's sake, more so than her own sake. And even though in hindsight that seems bad, that's actually really good because the Adachi of before was someone who was not living in the present or the future. She was somebody who was living in the past, not moving forward. So this is an important panel that I really think everybody should be taking into account when they're reading this. All that matters is the present, the future, and every step closer I take towards her. She is the polar opposite of how she was when we started reading this manga. This series, everything. Now we get a POV switch. Does Adachi celebrate Obon? Nah, I doubt it. I doubt it too. She's sort of got a city girl vibe to her. Does she? I don't know. I don't think she does. Hey, get your stuff ready. We're heading out. Okay, yep. Yashiro. Hey, you promised not to eat on the bed. No, I don't think I did. Oh, right. That was my sister. Just average Yashiro Shimamura shenanigans. Oh, she actually acknowledges Yashiro. It's weird how relaxed I feel hanging around this kid. Like anything goes with her. No worries, no concerns at all. Wait, was this in the light novel? I don't remember Shimamura acknowledging Yashiro. Once again though, I love Shimamura's facial expressions. I love her facial expressions so much in the light novel. The light novel was just... They adapted this so well. Alright, we have show. Hey, Oni-chan, that's us. We're leaving now. Right. Okay, all set. Well, except for one thing. Doesn't matter. You could say that. What trip are you? Yeah. I see. Worry not. I shall watch over the house for you. I remember this. No, you won't. Why? Aw, cheer up. I'll bring back snacks if you're good. But I'm always good. How's she planning to even do that? Are there any convenience stores in that backwater? There's almost nothing there. No people, no cars, but there is one thing. A friend. Gone. A friend of 10 years. A friend I was always so eager to meet. See you later, don't forget my snacks. So when exactly did my anticipation become colored with equal parts of excitement and sadness? So let me elaborate on that. For that, she's talking about Gone. The friend she was talking about from 10 years ago is not a human being. It's a dog named Gone. So basically, as the years progress, Gone has progressively got into a worse and worse state. Gone is getting really old. He's blind in one eye. He no longer has the stamina. And keep in mind, Gone is a friend Shimamura has known her whole life. 10 years. So Gone has practically grown with her. So... when exactly did my anticipation become colored with equal parts of excitement and sadness? It was around the time Gon started getting old, sadly, because at this point, Shimamura is, of course, she's excited to meet Gon, but at the same time, she knows this is going to be very heart-wrenching for her. It's going to be a blast of the past, something she's going to have to come to terms with. This is a really good arc for Shimamura. Like, it's the pavement for the Shimamura we see after this. Like, quote me on this, after this arc, Shimamura is going to act very different. She's going to act like a different person because she has an idea of what she needs to be doing and what she needs to be moving towards. So, oh man, that's the end already? Man, Shimamura in the light novel looks so much mature than what she does in the manga. That's not a bad thing. Oh, they also changed Shimamura's hairstyle. Wait, she looks like two completely different people. I already noticed that, but even more so, Shimamura looks so much younger. I don't know, maybe that's why I prefer the light novel over the manga. It just has so much more realistic elements, perhaps. Actually, maybe the manga portrays her better. Which do you guys think? Do you guys think she's portrayed better in the manga or the light novel? Okay, so I actually want to go over chapter 30.5. I don't know why they made this half a chapter instead of just adding it. Because after the ending of the other chapter, which is 31, this follows it, but for some reason they made it half a chapter. I don't know. So basically what happens is Adachi is thinking about how she should thank Shimamura for the popsicle. She thinks that she should maybe add a heart to the message. Of course, Adachi being Adachi, we all know why she wanted to add a heart to the message. So for some reason she acts on impulse and decides to actually do this. So she sends the heart. She tries to delete it, but it's too late. It's already went through to Shimamura. Shimamura gets the text, reads it, and decides to reply with a heart. But yeah, I really look forward to covering more of these manga chapters because I feel like elaborating on them is really fun, and making connections directly back to a light novel is really fun. So hopefully I'll see you guys soon. I do have more videos planned. I don't really have the time to throw these videos out consistently. I think I've also mentioned the fact that I have a second channel too, which I post on. My second channel is a lot more prominent than this one, but I do have a lot more fun posting on this channel though. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see y'all later.